Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Amber. So I just got the Too Faced Cinnamon Swirl palette and spoiler alert, this is an amazing palette. So I created this look here, which was inspired by these amazing ooey gooey yummy looking cinnamon rolls. So in this eye look, I used different shades of brown to get that cinnamon swirl effect. And then I used a vanilla color on the inner third of my eye to mimic the wonderful icing on top of a cinnamon roll. And then to spice up my cinnamon roll, I used a lilac purple shade on the lower lash line. So if you want to see the swatches of these beautiful colors in this amazing palette that I love, and see how I created this look, and hear the story of how my turkey turned out after leaving it in the car for a few days, then make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell, and then sit on back, relax, have a laugh, and I hope you enjoy this video. So this palette smells like cinnamon. Now, earlier when I was smelling it, I was really getting in there. I was getting really close to smelling it, and my nose bumped one of the shades. And what I did not know was that when I did that, I got eyeshadow all over my nose. So I basically went all day long with a big blob of eyeshadow on the tip of my nose. So beware, if you're smelling it, don't get too close. So here is an up close of all the shades and the shade names. Now, the thing that bugs me is the names are above the colors. So all my eyeshadow palettes, the names are always below the eyeshadow. So I really struggled with this and reading the correct name because I'd always look below it. And then when I get to the bottom row, I realized, oh no, they're above it. I was always saying and looking at the wrong name. Here are the swatches of the first row and the first half of the second row. And here is the second half of the second row and then the third row. So all these colors are very buttery and very smooth and very pigmented, and I love them all. All right, I got concealer down on my eyes, and I'm going to set it with the color Flower Power. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the color Lick the Spoon. Ooh, that's pigmented. That is like my favorite thing to do. Lick the spoon. Whenever you make brownies or cake and you have that batter, to lick the beaters and lick the spoon, lick the spatula, lick the bowl out. Oh, I almost like eating that better than eating the actual cooked cake or brownies. So the shade is very powdery, but just make sure you knock it off your brush, which again, I am the queen of not doing that. So you can see how much pigment I originally had when I first put this down compared to this side when I actually knocked it off. All right, now I'm on to the color See Me Rollin'. I know you're all dying to know about the turkey. So first of all, I'm still here, so we did not die from eating the turkey that I left in the car. So when my husband was cutting it, I was just like, wow, that is cutting amazingly. Like when he was slicing it, it was just coming out in a nice, beautiful, solid piece. It wasn't like all crumbly and dry, and it tasted amazing. And so I asked him, I was like, did you do anything differently? He's like, no. I'm like, so you did it exactly the same how you do every year? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, why is it so good this year? And then I was like, oh, I know why. It's because I left it in the car those 3 days. That's why. And he's like, yeah, that's why, Amber. But it was a very good turkey. Okay, so I got the crease color all down. And these colors are looking really beautiful, very pigmented. All right, now I'm going to put some concealer down. So when we eat meals, we like to eat them in front of the TV. So for Thanksgiving, we put in some Christmas movies and ate while we watched those. And we watched the movie 8-Bit Christmas. That is a good movie. If you were a kid in the 80s, you were going to love this movie. It is basically our childhood in a nutshell. And if you were not alive in the 80s, still watch it. It's funny, and you'll get to see what us 80s kids lived through and what life was like. So it is so funny. I definitely recommend it. All right. Concealer is done. Right now I'm going to move on to the color I Am Toasted. All right, so I got my plate of food, which I got a ton of mashed potatoes and turkey, and I drenched it all with gravy. And I am not allowed to sit in furniture when I'm eating because I always spill. So my place is always on the floor until I'm done eating. So I set my plate of food down on the floor, and then I stood up, and I had my phone in my hand, and when I stood all the way up, I dropped my phone. And it was like a torpedo going down to my plate of food. And I kind of watched it in slow-mo and was like, no! And that phone hit dead on to my mashed potatoes and gravy. And those potatoes and gravy just erupted all over the floor. And when I got my phone again hit direct on. And of course it was the side that had this charging hole. So all the gravy and all the mashed potatoes went into all those holes. So then I had to sit there and clean up the explosion of gravy and potatoes. And then I had to try to blow out all the mashed potatoes and gravy out of the little holes in my phone. All right, we got that color done. Again, liking these colors. All right, now I'm going to move on to the color Gooey Goodness. So once I got all that cleaned up, I sat down next to my plate and I kind of leaned on my side and was going to eat like this. But I was like, no, that's not a good idea to be laying down and eating. So I was like, I better sit up. Well, I had my slippers right next to my elbow. And when I sat up, my slipper caught onto my elbow and spun in the air. And again, was aiming like a bomb right towards my plate. And again, I was like, no. And I kid you not, that slipper landed right into my mashed potatoes and gravy. And again, an eruption went everywhere. And I made a huge mess again. And my husband was like, man, you should really sit in a high chair and heavy bib. And I was like, yes, I should. All right, now I'm going to move on to the color Batter Up. Now, once I had a full belly, I was able to go sit in my chair. Well, I tell you what, I always made fun of my grandma because she could always sleep sitting up. Guess who can do that now? That's right. You know you're getting old when you can sit up and sleep. So I pretty much slept through like a whole movie. But yay to getting old. All right, I'm just going to kind of blend some of this color towards the inside of my eye. All right, now on to cleaning it up. I love this part because I can slop. I can slop all over my eye just like I slop my food. And I can clean it up with a Q-tip and make it look all sharp and amazing. All right, I have the rest of my face on, and now I'm going to take the color Food Court for a pop of color and put that on the lower lash line. All right, here is the final look. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like this cinnamon swirl eyeshadow look? I think it looks amazing. Well, thank you for watching this video. And as always, have a blessed day. Remember, Jesus loves you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.